This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, do we have the trainer on?
Hello, hello. I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, yeah, Harsh, take care. Okay, so actually I was not able to connect using the my laptop, so I just connected using the phone. Okay, so here we have Balaji, Carmen, and Sejil, Sunil, and Sarth. Okay, fine. Okay.
Hey, you're going in and out. Is there a better way of communication? Because we really can't. I can't really hear you very well. I'm pretty sure that's the case with everybody.
Yeah, I can't hear at all, more or less.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So okay, just give me a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So just wanted to check first of all, like, do you have any experience on in
Sorry, we really can't hear you very well.
if you have worked on any of the ERPs? It may be excluding the NetSuite one.
Okay, can you start from the beginning because I can't. We were just able to hear you better.
Okay, no, okay, fine. So just wanted to check first of all, like, have you ever worked on any of the ERPs or specific module like order to cash, purchase to pay, revenue recognitions, accounting, finance? So what's the background so that I will be able to relate the things with the NetSuite then.
Okay, so this is Balaji Sivakumar. I've been in the ERP world for more than 15 years, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever you're talking about, yes, I can relate to it.
Okay, fine. So basically, what so we are aware like okay, NetSuite is in the market since long time now. Okay, it's almost going to be 20 years in next 2 years. Okay, and now it's most popular in the cloud, and this is the like number one cloud technology, which is ERP, which is too matured. Okay, none of the others because if you see in the market, so others ERP is also there, but they are not matured as NetSuite is now. So I'm not able to share your screen, but you can go to the others. So the recordings I'll be sharing with you guys. So there you can see how flexible it is, how user friendly it is, how can we can make the changes. So if you'll see the NetSuite, so NetSuite is pre-configured systems where we'll be getting all the stuffs all together. So all the numbers of the modules will be there. It's a platform which is well designed. The only thing we need to do is we need to configure and customize it based on the client requirement. Okay, it is pre-configured. Why I'm saying like this? Because if you see, so nothing we have to do, all the things will be there, like whether it is order to cash process or purchase to pay or the customer lead to customer process, so everything is in line very properly. Okay, but what we need to do, we need to enable or disable or need to configure the things which exactly client wants. Because if I'm talking about the platform, then also manufacturing is also there. But do the retailers, let's say our client is the retailer, and do they want manufacturing? No. So we are not going to use that manufacturing. We need to disable those features. We need to disable assembly, we need to disable the work orders, etc. Okay, so NetSuite is a predefined system where we go configure and customize the system based on the client requirement. Customization may consist of creating the fields. It could be any report, custom records, etc. Any list, any drop down, any workflow to automate your system. Okay. Now, this five thing: suite flow, suite script, suite bundler, suite
Are you
builder, and suite talk.
sorry to disrupt you. Are you sharing something because I cannot see anything you're sharing?
Yeah, I'm not sharing my screen because I've just connected using my phone. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, you will be getting the recorded session. So there you can see the UI as well.
How about I mean, is there a way
Okay.
you can share that on your screen from your computer?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, but my computer is not responding right now. So it's getting updated as. So that's why.
I mean, can we wait for it until it gets updated? And so because I cannot put things together.
Okay. Okay. Please confirm once visible. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, I'm not trying to say anything bad. It's just that, it would be easier if you can show the screen and then walk us through that.
Yeah, sure. Okay, just give me a minute.
And I know this is the first time that you're doing this, so I know there's going to be some hiccups. So we very well understand that there's going to be hiccups.
Okay, visual now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So if you see, so this is the customization. Now in customization, if you see, so numbers of the things will be there. We can customize list, record fields, forms. Okay, we have scripting, we have the workflows, the suite flow we were talking about. We have center tab plugins and suite bundlers, etc. So we have five things here. We have suite flow, suite script, suite talk, suite bundler, and suite builder. Sweet talk and sweet script is the technical part where we need the scripting as well. We'll talk about the sweet flow, sweet builder, and sweet bundler. Now, what is sweet flow? So, sweet flow is a process flow. Here you will see in transaction we have sales. If we go to the sales orders, we can create the sales orders. After one sales order is done, we can go for the item fulfillment and we can go for the invoicing as well. Now let's say the clients wants like whenever sales order will be created, okay, whenever sales order get created, they want automatically invoice should get created and a mail should get triggered to the customer saying that please make payment for this particular invoice within so and so date. So that is something we want. Okay, we want the automation. We want like, okay, once I save the sales orders, invoice should get auto generated and the mail should get triggered. So that means for this process, we need to use the suite flow or you can say the workflow. So any changes where we are automating our system or we want to change the process, Then we can use the workflows. Another way, let's say we have a report, or we have some fields, and those fields are, I want, like, okay, whenever this user will come and try to edit a particular field, that field could be anything. Let me show you. Okay, let's say a field is there which have the list of two values, yes and no. I want, if a user says yes, then five fields should get populated, and if he says no, then other three should get populated, out of which two will be mandatory. So how we can do all those kinds of stuffs? Okay, to perform such kind of task, we need to use the workflow, that is the part of suite flow. Okay, now we also have a suite builder. Now what is suite builder? For example, in NetSuite, we have standard forms, standard fields. How to see whether this is the standard fields or the standard forms? So we can check using the internal ID. I'll show you one of them, such as customer. If I click on this customer, here you can see the entity. So I would say, yes, this is the standard field. But if you come here, uh, let's say under custom,
So this is all as basically you're being the administrator over here, so you can see everything.
yes, as of now, I am the administrator or the full access also. Full access is similar to the administrator, okay,
Okay,
who have access to the environment.
okay. So basically, users
Okay.
wouldn't be able to see all these things.
No, user will be able to see whatever the things we have assigned. Such, for example, if you come here, okay, now this is the custom form. So I am able to select whatever the custom form I want. I will be able to select and go through them. Okay. Now these different forms may have different kinds of fields as well. So if let's say a user who is having the role as sales representative and I'm the sales manager, and I want, like, sales manager should be able to see some of the fields and the sales rep should be able to see some of the fields. So I'll be getting two different forms, and we can define assign those different forms to two different roles. Okay, again, if you see these tabs, so tabs get changed based on the role center. If you see, I have numbers of the roles here. I have the full access administrators, sales manager, sales rep, etc. So that is based on the roles and permissions. What kind of permission a role have? What kind of center we have assigned to that role? Okay,
Okay,
yeah. So based on that only they will be able to see. The another thing, another way it may be, we can hide. Let's say we have only one uh, field here, or numbers of the field, but one forms. So I want, okay, if user A will come, he will be able to see all the five fields. But when user B will come, he will be able to see only three fields. So what we can do, we can apply the workflow as well to hide those two fields over there. Okay, that kind of things is also possible, and it doesn't require any scripting. If you see, so how the workflows work, so if you come to here, um I'll show you the, like, we have gone through flowchart. So it's kind of flowchart only where we define the condition, etc.
Oh, oh, really quite.
So can you, I think we get the customization part. Let's say I have a company over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I want to implement NetSuite, right? And you're coming there as
Mm-hmm.
a consultant. And let's
Mm-hmm.
say, what would you be doing as the first steps?
Okay, first step will be to analyze the business process, your business process. Okay,
Okay.
how you are doing your business, then map it based on the NetSuite BRD.
Okay.
Okay, we have the standard BRD documents as well, where we put up all the questions like what are the things. Let's say, for examples, whether you have a one world account or not. We are whether you are using the multiple subsidiary or not. Maybe
Okay.
you have a group of organizations.
Let's say it's very
Okay.
simple. It's one subsidiary or legal entity in Oracle terms. It's
Hmm.
one set of books, one currency, and
Hmm.
just doing business in the United States.
Okay.
Can you walk us through of how you would set something like that up?
Yeah, definitely. So we can go to the process like how you are doing your business, what is the current process you are adopting, okay?
Mhm.
Like what are the cycles you are using, for example, lead to customers or so on. Based on that, we'll be coming here, enabling the features, set up company and enable features, okay? Again, going
Mhm.
to the currencies, location, department, classes, all those things, whether you are using or not, okay? So once we have gone through that thing, then we'll come to your physical calendars, okay, what physical calendars you are using. Then again, we can go to the chart of accounts, opening balances, okay, all those things will be there, the numbers of the reports that you want to have. So we'll be going each like all those things, and again like setting up the accounts on the preferred you can say the records, and based on that we need to flow. If anything will not be there, let's say in NetSuite or which is you are using, so we need to provide the solution at the same time. It could be using the fields, list, workflows, or the custom record as well. So it could be anything. But the main thing will be what we need to focus on initially will be setup, enable features, and set up accounting preferences.
Got you. Okay. All right.
Okay, so these are the settings part where we need to go and we need to enable the features based on because customization will come later. First of all, we need to enable the things which exactly you are using. Okay, maybe because everywhere there is a standard process, so obviously like maybe your business may be complex, but still some of the standard features you'll be using. And to customize anything, we need to enable first of all that particular module. Let's say I need to customize something in uh, purchase cycle. Okay, definitely purchase cycle should be enabled.
Okay.
Okay,
So
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 like
you
that we need to
basically go in there and you kind of click on stuff that you want and you don't want.
right. After that also, this is the enable features. Once we have enabled but not configured.
Okay.
Okay, enable means we are going to use this. This will be there because see, NetSuite charge based on the modules we are using. So if you come here, you will see that. I'll show you later.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so once
Okay.
yeah, so once we enable, let's say for example, multiple prices. Maybe your item, the item which you are selling in the market, may have different prices for different customers. So do we want these features? If you say yes, then what we need to do, we need to come to list, accounting, and go to the any of the items. Let it get open. So I'll say inventory item. Now let's say this one. Okay, I'll open this one. So here, what we have done. So the requirement was I have for each of the items, we have a different prices for different types of the customers. Some customers have the uh, special customers, some of the regular customers. Okay, some customers have taken our subscription cards or something like we want to give the further completely a 5% discount or something like. Okay, so now we have enabled that from there. Then we need to come to the item. Need to go to the sales and pricing. Let it get refreshed. It's taking time. And we have set up accounting list. Let it get also open. So basically what happened? So there is a difference. So we need to define over there like, okay, this is the special or special customer we have. We have a different kind of customers, let's say regular customers, or some have taken our prescription. So here we have the price level. So we need to create the price level. Once price level will get created, then that will be reflected on the items. And on the items, we need to define the prices. And again, how to identify the customer, for which customer is the regular or the something, then we need to go to the customer record and configure it accordingly over there as well.
So this is Carmen. So do you actually assign the part numbers to the customers directly?
Yeah,
Or
we can.
Okay.
So we have three ways. Okay, we have okay, for the pricing actually we have two things. We have the group pricing. We can define the particular price for a particular item for a particular customer as well. Okay, and we can also define the price level. So if we define the price level, let's say here I said okay, let me go there. Sales pricing, fine. Let's say I said British pound. Okay, let's say I said member customer or the new prime customer we have. Now this new prime customer will be available on every items. Okay, so something will be there. Let's say 50% discount they will be getting, and we have the $100 for one quantity. Okay, so that means, so whatever the price we are getting, so fine, 50. Now once we said okay, so we have three items, item A, item B, item C. Item have A have 100, item B have 200, item 3 have 300. And a customer is there where we said okay, price level will be new prime customer. So what will happen whenever that customer will purchase any items, it could be A, B, C, anything, but every time he will be getting 50% off. So that's the one
Right.
thing. Okay, but in the second, group pricing, if we talk about, so what happened in group pricing, we group some particular items, numbers of the items. For those items only the price will be this one. And the third option is, let's say we have some special item, some specific item, and we have an agreement with our customer, and we said okay, so whenever you purchase this item, we are going to give this item at this price. Okay, if you submit some payment in advance of something like we'll be going to give you for 1 year or something like. Okay, you are a special customer or you are the member customer. So what happened, we can also define a price level, specific price level for a specific item as well on the customer record. Let me go through that as well. Or we can just say NetSuite customer.
Before we get into too many details, in the questions that Balaji was asking, this is all part of setting up a customer when you're going to bring them onto the NetSuite programs, right? So everything here is basically out of the box, but yet when you were going into the sales order and you were customizing the forms, does the administrator hold the keys to do the setup of the forms, or is there
Yeah,
limited
so there we
options
have,
for users to customize their own forms?
yeah. So two things here, like we have either the administrator or the full access role. So as of now, you can see I am using the full access role. So using the full access roles, also we can customize the forms. Okay, we can create the fields, different kinds of fields. We can create the custom records. We can create the workflows. But let's say tomorrow, if you need, like, you should have any specific roles, which is custom role. Standard role is administrator and the full access. But other than this, also we can create roles, custom roles, and we can give them the classic centers, and we can give the access to them as well to make them some setups as well. Okay, but if you'll see the
Okay,
extended network functionality, so administrator and the full access. So these are the two roles who have the control over the system.
okay.
Yeah.
So, so,
And
so
some of the
basically,
things,
this is basically this is just a simple ERP system.
come again?
The workflows of this system is a little bit simpler to use.
Right, right.
Okay.
It is quite easy to use. Okay.
And it could use and it could handle inventory more. It can handle inventory as well as a financial record keeper.
Yeah, so if you see the NetSuite, like, so NetSuite is very strong in terms of its accounting finance. It's very strong in terms of inventory and its complete process flow. So once you start going through the same, like, okay, one by one, each of the cycles. Let's say if I'm talking about the inventory management. So what are the things are there in inventory management? If I'm talking about the manufacturing, okay, how the assembly items is being created, how we are going to get the bombs, etc., revisions. And then if we'll talk about the even the if you go to the CRM part as well, if you'll go to and see the cases and support, so there you'll see, like, okay, how the cases and supports are being generated, how we can generate the leads online without logging to the NetSuite. So all these things you'll be able to see. Even the important documents that you have, how you can keep in your system, how you can attach the important documents of the customer with the customer records. So we have the out of box functionality, even something which is not out of box, then also we can customize and will be able to do here. Here in NetSuite, you can also give the access to your customer and to your vendor so that they can also log into the NetSuite and they can see their orders, they can make the payments, etc. A
Oh,
customer can,
really? Okay.
yeah, you can give the access to the NetSuite to them. So once a customer will be logging, so customer will be able to see his own dashboard only. Okay, he can place his order, he can see the status of his order, he can make the payment from there as well.
Can you show us that?
And
Can you show us
go
how
ahead.
a customer would look at stuff?
Yeah, yeah, sure. So if you come to list, relationship, and customer here,
I mean, can you put your own logos and different kind of like
right,
cool stuff?
everything. You can put your own logo here. So let me go through. So actually, we are jumping, so that's why. Okay. So later on, I'll be, making it in a sequence.
Sejal, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Okay.
Maybe there's just with the amount of customization and business logic we have, I just need to understand what all is it doing because technically Oracle and has iStore, which is the same sort of thing, right? But there's a lot more capabilities and flexibility that's needed. I just kind of want to need to know what all it's doing. How does it work? Can it integrate? Does it integrate with SAML with the via SAML to a third party's directory entirely? Things like that.
Yeah, the Active Directory. So can I ask you, trainer? The Active Directory, can we use the same username and password using Oracle's OID, or do they have to have their own username and password for this to log in here?
No, you can. So see. For login, you should be the employee in NetSuite.
Okay.
Okay, you should have the employee record for developer, and on the employee record you'll be having a email ID of the employee, right? So
Hmm.
using that email ID and the password, you'll be able to. So you can reset the password as well, and you can go accordingly.
Okay.
And also maybe you are using the single sign on, so that could
No,
be the another thing.
I'm asking from a customer perspective. Like,
Yeah.
can a customer log in and see what his inventory is?
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So customer need to, yeah, for customers needs to use this email ID, whatever the email ID is mentioned on his record,
Hmm.
and the password also. So if it comes to this is access, yeah. Okay. So here we can say give access, and he will be able to. So now the question is like once he will logging. So here you can see the role is customer center. So using the customer center, he will be logging, and this is more important. So center is the most important because I would say, uh, as I told you, like okay, so we have the administrator at the full access, but whatever the things we will see in the center tabs, how the things are aligned, so that depends on the centers, what center we have assigned to it. Okay, the same way the customer will have the customer center. So an administrator full access have the classic center. So let me come here.
Okay, Carmen, that's like kind of
Scroll
our,
down.
read-only
Yeah.
access
So
in
yeah.
Oracle.
So
Right.
yeah. So here you can say the give access and send notification to the customers, and then you can define the centers and other stuffs and the password as well. Okay. Now here we can do so manually as well. We can set, or we can say the it will be system generated and so on. So mail will get triggered, and
Sorry,
one
pardon me for a
customers will
second.
be logging. Yeah. So we have to both the ways.
Is there
Now
a
for
way to
system.
allow a customer's external integration? Like, do we have to define all the users in this system, or can we have a way to say something at, a fixed domain extension, email domain extension, can get authenticated through another company's Active Directory, for instance, or some kind of SAML integration, or OAuth, or some external means of authentication or
Yeah.
identification.
Okay. So you're talking about the external integration such as the Outlook or Sandbox account, is it?
No, let's say no. I'll explain this better. Let's say we have a company. We are selling a widget, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
a company like let's say Amazon has is a client for us, and
Mm-hmm.
Amazon says anything at Amazon.com should be able to log in into the system and be able to do the perform any task. Is there a way
Okay.
to do that?
No. So what happened basically, there's two ways, okay? Either the, let's say the Amazon people you're talking about, so they can log into your system. So in our system, first of all, we need to create the employee record for those peoples, okay? Let's say two, three peoples will be there who is just updating our in our NetSuite account. So we can create the employee record so that they can log into our NetSuite and go through. Okay. The second thing is the connector. So in the market today, like the numbers of the connectors are there available to connect Amazon and the NetSuite as well. So using those connectors also, they can transmit their data, transfer their data from, or they can pull data from NetSuite to their system, from here to there. Okay, like that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So did that answer your question, Sajal?
Yes, it does.
Okay, okay. No, keep going, man. I think we
Okay. So
derailed you.
those kinds of things.
I think we trainer, we really derailed you in a lot of stuff. Sorry, what is your name again, sir?
Shekhar.
Okay, Jacob,
Shekhar.
yeah, we really derailed you. Keep going on what you're doing on your demo.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, so like here you can see I've just opened for this customer this dashboard, and you can see all the related data will be populated over here. Okay, so the same way once customer will be logging, so he can see his own data. Not all this stuff he will be getting. He will be getting only his orders, etc. Not much. Okay, and he can see all the reports like sales by customer details, sales order by customer details. Okay, So he AR aging details, all the things, whatever related to him. The same way for the vendor as well. We can give the access to the vendors. Again, if we have the partner, so in NetSuite we can give the access to our partner as well, so that partner can see all the stuffs. And here, like then commissions and other stuffs will be also be there if our partners is going to provide some customers, etc. Now, uh, okay, now let me go with the flow. So basically, in the initially, what happened? We have the BRD. We just record all the stuffs what basically like our client wants basically. And once we have all those stuffs, we go with the enable features. So this is the first step what we do here, like uh, setup company and company information. So this is the one place where we go and we set up all the our company related information. This is not much required, but it's important to have. So we should have the company name. Let's say I have given the class group and others things you can have over here, and time zones. And this is very important because this is your account ID. So every NetSuite account have its own unique ID. Okay, this is the license number. Based on that, NetSuite charge. And again, like the NetSuite is a SaaS bits.
This
So
is like
every
the
year,
so this is like this is like the basic first setup that you do.
first setup. Yeah, right.
Okay.
This is the first setup which we need to do here. And address, shipping address, and return address. So we'll tell you later, like why we have here. So once we have all these things, let's say a structure trying to show you. Here we have the Reliance Group. Maybe you have the One World, or you are using the NetSuite. So two accounts are there. One is the One World account. So One World account have the subsidiary, and NetSuite account don't have the subsidiary. That is the only difference. NetSuite One World have the subsidiary hierarchy. Up to 125 subsidiary you can create in your NetSuite account, but it doesn't mean like if you have the NetSuite account you can go and create the up to 125. No, because the numbers of the license you have purchased from the NetSuite, that much only you can create, but maximum NetSuite or the you can go up to 125 only as of now,
So what if
which
I'm
was
doing business in France? So what will be the legal name?
sorry.
So if I'm doing
Legal name. So yeah, I'll tell you. If you come to set up company and if you scroll down, I'll tell you.
I'm just
Subsidiary.
asking you, so can I do businesses in more than one country?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the reasons. If you see, have we have gone to the item record there. You have seen. Okay, we were also having a British pound. We were having the dollars. We have the INR as well. Okay, multiple currencies because we are doing. If here, if you see, so here we have the subsidiary. So these are the subsidiary, or you can see the legal entity. So at the top level, I have said Reliance Group. Under Reliance Group, we have the Reliance Mart, Reliance Chemical, Reliance Fresh, Reliance Infra, Reliance Geo, Reliance Communications, Reliance Media, Reliance Insurance, and Reliance Digital. Okay, and if you see the Reliance Media, so Reliance Media is child company of Reliance Communication, and if you see all this company is the child of Reliance Group. The benefit of this hierarchy is like we can get the report, or we can get the reports or the performance from each of them. Let's say I want to have see the performance of profit and loss for this company Reliance Media. I will be able to see. If I want to combine these, I will be able to do so. And if I want to see the complete profit and loss for the complete group or the organizations, we can come and get it over here. So
It's just
that's
like
the benefit.
it's so
We
the
can get the
Reliance Group is
consolidated.
the Reliance Group is the primary ledger, and then you have all these secondary ledgers, and then
Right,
okay,
right.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
yeah, maybe. So for example, Oracle. If you talk about, so NetSuite is now acquired by Oracle. Okay, now Oracle is also doing the business, and NetSuite is also doing the business. PeopleSoft is also doing the business. Not tomorrow. Let's say Oracle wants. Okay, I want to get report for just for the Oracle. So obviously they can will be able to get the report. They want to check for the NetSuite, and they will be able to get for the PeopleSoft. But all together, if we want, they can also pull it out the same way we have here as well. So if you'll see any of the reports, for example, if I come to report and financial reports and yeah, income statement. So these are the standard reports, but again, that could be customized. So we have the customized for how to customize, and will come later. Okay. So if you'll come here, you can see we have written here Reliance Petrochemical Consolidated.
Okay, so let's not go into the GLP&L and all that. Tell me what's going on in the industry. Why is Oracle Cloud not being preferred than this? And what about Microsoft Dynamics
Hmm. The reason
and
is the
Workday?
yeah,
And would this be even a viable business for us to get into?
yeah. The reason I will tell you. So nowadays, what happened? Like numbers of the cloud technology, the cloud ERP is there, and others are coming. Okay, trying to come up. Now the thing is, NetSuite is very mature. NetSuite is like in the market since 18 years now. Okay, and it's too mature. It's like having all the modules, numbers of the modules it's have, and the configuration part. If you see the customization and customer configurations and uh, the how it's easy to use actually. Okay, so compared to the others, it's very easy, and your data is very secured over here. We have two level authentications. So once you will log in, it will send your mail or the SMS, then you'll be getting the OTP even after using your password. Okay, so like that it works. So your data is very secured, you everything is, and NetSuite is more preferred because of its easiness. Okay, it's too user friendly. The configure the I'll tell you the one thing, like the implementation in the other system that you do in, let's say, 1 year, so that you can do here in NetSuite in 4 to 5 months. That the potential NetSuite have. Okay,
This
so
might
the numbers, yeah. And here most of the things, like we really put the scripting which it is required. Other than this, lots of potential NetSuite workflow have, NetSuite customization have, that the builder part.
What about data migration into NetSuite?
Yeah, data migration is also, we can do that using the CSV file. So for migrating the data, we need to have use the CSV file, and again we have limitations. The limitation will be like 25,000 data will be there in the sheet. Above that, it will not accept. So let's say if you have 1 lakh data, 2 lakh data, or something like, so we need to create different files for 25, 25, 25, and so on. Okay, and you will be able to upload, let's say from like this is the something which happens, like uh, anybody who is coming from any other system to the NetSuite, so we have lots of data migration things over there. Okay, maybe there are historical transactions or something like, so we need to upload using the CSV only.
Okay, what is a typical project? How long does it take for let's say for a $200 million company?
So it depends on the complexity of the project. Okay, it depends like what, because see, first of all, I would say you need to understand the NetSuite, what the NetSuite potential is, and then you, if you go to the client requirement, so you'll see there is a gap. So again, I would not say like everything is possible in NetSuite. Okay, based, so we need to provide the solution. Okay, something is not there in the NetSuite, then what the solution we can propose. If something which is not possible at all in NetSuite, then we need to go for the third party, and third party integration is the another task we need to perform, which will take time. So it depends the type of business is there. But before that, we need to understand the NetSuite and the client requirement, both the things. Let's say,
Okay.
yeah,
On
let's say,
order to cash, on order to cash,
yep,
can it take return material? Can it take
yeah,
return?
we can. Yeah, we can take the return. So we have both the vendor return authorization, customer return authorization. Let's say customer don't like that item. Okay, so I'll show you. If you come to transactions, says just come to here. Okay, we have
And,
issue
while
customer
you're
return
showing that,
authorization.
can you also tell us how much usually a NetSuite implementation project work, the cost of the project work is?
Project work costing you are talking about, right?
Yeah.
So costing different. So if you check in the market, so different companies. So I believe like they will be able to tell you the real things, but it depends on the numbers of the modules that you are using, the numbers of the hours you are going to put up on those things, and the complexity of the business. So it depends. Okay, and it also depends on the different regions. Let's say if India we have different prices, in the US we have different prices. So the kinds of customers we have, based on that it depends. Because see, the numbers of the modules you are enabling, the numbers of the hours, because sometimes what happen, we have some enhancement. Let's say for example we have the enhancement, and that enhancement is gonna take some time. Okay, that's not the standard feature at all. So definitely it depends. So for that, I would say either you can check with the NetSuite as well, and you can check with the other partners. Okay, so you can call them, you can tell them the requirement, and they are going to just take the estimate from the market from different companies who are working on it, and you'll be getting the real picture. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. We're here.
We're here.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you. Let me ask you a question, and I'm sorry, this is probably not where we're at right now, but I'm looking at you going through these pages and through these menus, and I keep seeing a new window open up. Is that part of the cloud process?
No, not new
Or is
window.
it because
Basically,
you're using Google?
no, I am opening actually. If I click here itself, so it will go inside it only. Okay, it will go open in the same page. But what I'm doing is I'm just coming here, let's say this side, and saying open new tab. Okay, so that's why.
Oh,
And
okay,
again, like
okay.
if you want that kind of, yeah. But if you want like that kind of things, let's say on your dashboard, whenever you open and record, you want to say, okay, it should get open a new page or something like, we can go and do so. Such as, if I go to dashboard, so that is dashboard is also customizable. We can customize for it's for a different role as well.
Right.
Okay. So here we can call, let's say these are the reports we created, save searches, and we are calling on net like dashboard.
And also adding to that question, in your training, what are all you going to teach us?
Yeah, that's the most important thing. So we are going to see the first of all how to analyze the system. What are the standard features we have in NetSuite? Enable features. All these things will be covered initially. Company, enable features, rename, record transaction, auto-generated number, state, provinces, countries. So basically, what is exactly required initially? Okay, and duplicate detection. So once we have the configuration and the custom configuration part, setup part, then we are going to see the customization. The customization will see the suite builder. Suite builder like different creating different forms, PDF layouts, creating different fields, and dependent drop downs, etc. Then we are going to see uh, like different save searches, mass updates, reports. So once we have done all these things, then we'll be slowly moving towards the inventory part, inventory management, advanced inventory management. Then we'll come up to the other record like masters, customers, vendors, giving them the access, what are the, let's say, credit limits or the etc. All those stuffs we have terms. So once we'll cover all those things, we'll be slowly covered towards the manufacturing. Then we'll see the assembly items, etc. And then
Okay.
we hear, yeah, manufacturing also we are including over here. So after doing that, we'll be coming up to discounts, how we can give the promotions, a promotion. Let's say our offer is there for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, how we can go with that. So once we'll be completing those things, service items, inventory items, non-inventory items, kit item, group items. So the numbers of the items we have, we'll be covering those things. Once we'll cover that thing, we'll be slowly coming toward the uh, lead to customer cycles. So they will see how we can put, let's say, doing the marketing or company, we got some leads and we can put into NetSuite, or how the NetSuite users can register themselves outside the NetSuite, and once they will register, how without logging to NetSuite, we can get them as a lead inside the system. Then we'll see how we can convert that lead to the customer. Once we have those things, we'll slowly move towards the order to care cycle. So once get converted to the customers. Now we'll be selling a product. So we'll see the order, creating the estimate. Maybe there will be 2 level approval, 3 level, or 10 level approval. So whatever depends. Okay. So based on that, we'll see what are the things we can do over there. Then we'll see the item fulfillment, pick, pack, ship, and then invoicing. Invoicing may be the invoice or the cash sale. And after doing that, we can accept the customer payment. Now, let's say a customer made the payment again, he wants to return the items, so we
Let
can
me
go with the
stop.
customer.
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. Um, can a customer pay us by credit card, and is it already
Yeah,
integrated?
sorry.
If a customer wants to pay us by credit card, is it already integrated in there, or do we have to use a
Yeah,
third party?
no, no, we have. So here in NetSuite, you can have it. Okay, and NetSuite will validate the credit card number as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And the invoice, right? And we want to put our logo and the way that we want to place our invoices. Can we customize it?
yeah, we can customize it. We have a different layout, PDF layout. So if you come here, we have transaction, PDF, HTML template, and the transaction form PDF layouts. So if you'll see here, so you'll be getting it. For example,
You know,
mm,
I'm not trying to wear
so
you
that is
off.
possible, right? So that is possible.
I'm not trying to wear you off.
No, no. So
Can
you
a
can come.
customer, can a customer have multiple ship to sites, and can that be easily identified in the customer master?
Yeah, yeah. We may have, because a customer may have multiple address. Customer may have the, okay. So let me show you actually. So one by one. So if you come to the customer record and go to the address, mm, this is not the customer record. Okay, closed it, I believe. Yeah, so on the customer, we may have the multiple address, we may have the shipping address, we may have the residential address, we may have the, so numbers of the address, billing address may be different. And again, maybe there's multiple shipping address. So based on that, we'll be able to do that. And we can default as well. Okay, if you want, we want to default any specific address, we will be able to do that as well.
So, what are your major customers who use NetSuite? What kind of industries use NetSuite?
Okay, so manufacture like if you see the retailers, okay, mostly retailers will be getting, and the manufacturers both are using the NetSuite as of now, and the service-based companies as well. Okay, for example, if you see the Subway, if you see the Siemens, okay, if you see that TGIF, okay, so and if you have heard about the Unilever, okay, so all these companies are using the NetSuite, and Unilevers are like it's a big company, very very big company, operating in more like many of the countries. So they are using the NetSuite.
What would drive a company to use NetSuite?
Come again?
What's the
Sorry.
attraction? What's their benefit?
What the benefit?
Oh,
So as I told you, yeah, it depends on like the benefit is like it's a SaaS based, okay? You don't have to worry about your server or you don't have to worry about your data. It's very secured. Again, it's very user friendly and it's take less time, okay? And again, like if you have the NetSuite support, like if you are with the NetSuite, okay, so you don't have to worry about the maintenance as well. Maintenance is also being taken care of by the NetSuite. Even if you don't have the premium or any of the supports, but also you have the features like you can take the help of NetSuite anytime. And again, if you'll see like the if configuration, customization, that kind of like UI it's have, so it's very easy for the user as well and convenient for everyone.
and what if the user or the customer or the business? Let me put it this way: what if the business
Hmm.
just grew their profits and they're like, you know what, we're expanding. We want to open up like 2 other stores,
Okay, for example, let's
and
say
they
if
want to install NetSuite in each of their locations. Is that a new installation for each location, or can it all be like merged? into one
Okay.
account, and then they all go into it since it's in the cloud.
If you talk about the business, okay, so there's nothing like here we are going to merge or we are going to install or update anything, okay? Nothing is there because this is the we are going to define the location basis. Then a user who have the access for a particular department or the location, he will be able to see the data from his end only. Okay, if you're going to give the permission for the others, he can view that also. So those kinds of things we can do here. And again, if let's say if you talk about the any others ERP, then what happened? Like let's say tomorrow, today you are not using the manufacturing or particular module, but let's say tomorrow if you want to use that, then it will be quite tough. You are might be your data will be get hampered or something like. But here we don't have that kind of thing. So what we have to do, we have to just enable and configure it based on that, and we can start using it. So if you see the business perspective, so it's like save our money, okay, putting less time on it. Okay, so we can configure and customize it very frequently. And even the if you see the users, okay, so what happens sometimes we have some critical reports or safe searches that we need pulling out the data, so they need to go for the technical person or something like. But here we don't have to worry about, we can go and like customize it, and we can put our own criteria, and once we'll say preview or submit, we'll be getting our results. So everybody, it's convenient for every role is specific. Let's say the sales rep is there and he wants some specific report. Based on the record he have the access, okay, so he don't have to go to anyone else, he can drag it out and he can see. But NetSuite is majorly known for the financials, okay, and it's like ERP, not for the others. Because if you see the NetSuite, NetSuite also have the e-commerce, NetSuite also have the HRMS, NetSuite also have the CRM. But majorly, if you see, the NetSuite is known for the ERPs only. And CRM, you can see, is the complement with the ERP. Again, for the customers, as I told you, like customer can access to the NetSuite, they can see their records and other stuff. The data is very secured. They can make the payments and don't have to worry about anything like this thing. So we have the good. Yep.
Can you show us about something about inventory and how inventory is shown? Like if I'm a customer, I want to see the inventory. Can you show us that?
No, no, no. Customer will not be able to see the inventory.
Okay.
Why customer will be? You can see, okay, because customer is something outside, okay. So he
Hmm.
should not be. He can see his orders only. So like for example, if you I'm using a full
Let's
example,
say
so
if I
if you
want to
come
see
to
my
the
inventory, if I own the company, if I want to see the inventory.
yeah, I'll show you. So if I say accounting items new, so here you can see different types of items we have. We have assembly. Again, assembly could be a lot or it could be serialized. We have description, discount, expense, inventory items, lot number, serialized, item group, kit package. So they have a different meanings now here. Markup, non-inventory item. It could be non-inventory item for purchase, for resale, for sale. Other charges we may have, other charges sometimes late fee, etc. So that we can create like this for purchase, for resale, for sale, etc. So payment, and payment could be EMI as well, and service. So we have different kinds of items. Let's say I'll open an inventory item. Okay. So again depends like whether you are using the beans or not. Okay. Advanced beans features. We also have the bean management here. So here you can see we have defined all these things. We may have maybe using the different unit of measurement, so we can have it. And stock unit, purchase unit, maybe we are selling in a different unit, purchasing in a different unit and stocking. So that for the default purpose we may have it. And the subsidy for water, so you also can also have the multiple subsidy over here. Then we have purchasing inventory. Okay, landed costs, etc. Use beans and all this here you can see. And the location wise, the quantity on hand, values, average cost, last purchase price for them, And if any quantity will be back ordered, etc., you'll be able to get it here. Quantity committed, all these things will be getting here. And again, you may have the preferred vendors. Okay, so preferred vendors, why we require, let's say, uh, okay, we want to have we are using the advanced inventory. Okay, we have some reorder points set. Now what happened? Like if the inventory will be less than that particular quantity, okay,
Is
then
the approved supplier list from Oracle? Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah,
yeah. Okay,
yeah.
got
Then purchase order will be created with that particular vendor. So those kind of things we here we have. Then we have the inventory details. Here you can see what, and this is the CLI. So here you can see the serial number for them. Then here we have the sales and pricing. So here you can see the all the sales related things like the different. We have the different currencies, and then we may have the quantity. If you are using the quantity pricing, then here we can set up the quantity pricing as well. For price for one quantity, price for 100 quantity, and so on. Okay, let's say if you want to give the different prices for if customer is purchasing in bulk. So for all those things we have quantity pricings and all the setups we do here. Then we have the accounting. Okay, in
Sridhar, do
accounting
you
we
have
set
any
up the
questions?
accounts. What are the accounts?
Hey, Sijal,
Yes.
do you have any questions on from the technical side?
No, I mean, from the technical side, it'd be probably far too technical for this particular meeting because it would
Okay.
really be going down into some really nitty gritty stuff.
Okay. Carmen, what do you think about any of the specific questions that you have, Shard, Sunil?
Not that it comes to mind right now. I'm just kind of just giving myself allowing myself to just do an overview without drilling into too much the details. But he already kind of went over this menu
Mm-hmm.
probably about 30 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still kind of, I don't want to say I'm stuck. It's just that since I don't use NetSuite, it's hard for me to just understand in a quick overview. But I don't see, like where it says classification, the Reliance group, and it says Reliance mark. So that means that this item is assigned to Reliance mark that's under the Reliance group party.
Yeah, and this is a
Is that what that
subsidiary. So
means?
this is a legal entity, different legal entity. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
And
again, we
this
may
is
have the
all,
department classification classes for the further classification purpose.
okay.
So we can see the segments. Yeah.
And this is all out of the box functionality. Nothing in
So
here
this
is
is out.
customized
No, this is out of the box.
out of the box. Okay.
Okay, what need to be customized, what kind of requirements come. So once we'll start, we'll tell you like whether we exactly want to uh, customize the things. Okay. And so on. Like here we have the accounts, then web stores, then we have the related records, like whatever the transaction is like processed for these particular items, we can see here. Then communications, if any
Hey,
mails
I
or
have a
notes, something like,
question.
okay.
So every time a sale happens, does it it looks like it goes in straight hits GL. So
Yeah, so I'll tell you. Like let's so sales order, leave the sales order because that is not pushing transactions. Okay, but in NetSuite it will just indicate you like performance was, and going forward for the like the invoicing and other stuffs, item fulfillment, they have the direct impact on the GL. But let's say if not approved in the not approved, if that will be in pending approval, so there will be no GL impact. But once approved, definitely it's going to impact your GL.
okay.
Where's the supplier in all this? Like who are we
Your
ordering this from?
sorry, could you please come again? You're talking about
Where's
the
the,
item
where's
full.
the supplier? Like, where do you create the purchase order if you want to bring it into inventory?
Okay. Yeah. So here we can come and say purchase, enter purchase order, then we can select that purchase. We have purchase contract as well. Let's say if you have the agreement with the vendors uh, for different pricings, okay, for different items, we can have those things. We have the order item page, receive orders. We can go ahead with the vendor return authorizations, approvals, and we can ship vendor return as well. So we
No, I
have those
think
processes.
you're asking about creating a new supplier.
Okay, new suppliers. So we can come to list, relationship. So, and we can come here and we can create the vendors. And you can rename it. If you are using the supplier terms, then you can rename it from here. So it will come as a supplier only. Okay, let it get refreshed. List, relationship.
Can you
Okay,
assign?
you can
Can
come
you
here and you can.
assign a vendor or a supplier part number to an item that's not created? Like, for example, if you create an item
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
order it from multiple suppliers and you want to give it a supplier
Hmm.
part number without creating it in the system, you can do that, right? Like, create a relationship
No, no,
with the
no,
part number.
no, no, no. So basically, we need to first create the vendor, then that vendor we can we need to create a supplier, then that supplier we can assign on the item. Okay.
Right.
So let's say,
But
yeah,
she's
once
what
I'll
she's
create this
asking
thing.
is cross references.
Okay, you are saying like item you are going to create, then you are going to assign vendor, is it?
Well, what if the customer has their own part number and then we order it from different suppliers and we
Yeah,
can
we can
create?
see what happened in if you see any of the items, okay, that I was trying to show you earlier. On item record, we have a vendors. Now in that vendors, we can assign multiple vendors. Okay, it could be 10, it could be 20. Other than this, if you don't want to purchase that item from but out of those 20 vendors, you can take the select another vendor as well. So what you can do, you can come here, you can select the vendors and you can select the items. Okay, but if you want to keep some vendors over there, you can do so. And if you go to the related record of the item, so there you can see, so every record will be mentioned, okay, from which vendors, what date, what purchase order you have created, how many quantity you have received from which particular vendors, everything will be mentioned. So NetSuite is also
Okay,
very strong in terms of its audits. Even
okay, because
if you
I'm
come.
seeing that you also have an approver suppliers parts list. Is that what that ASPL means?
So, okay, you want to have the approval for the supplier, right?
Right, an approval suppliers list, parts list.
Yeah, yeah,
Is that what?
we have.
Okay,
Okay, those things are the, I believe, like out of the box that is available we have. Okay,
okay.
yeah. So we have these things. And again, like if you talk about the purchase contract or blanket POS, etc., those things are also here. Okay, based on the whatever. So let's say if we have the agreement with a particular you can say the vendors or the suppliers. So that is a different scenario we'll be talking about. So these are the specific modules.
Right. So
Okay.
what
And
does the
again, let's say,
ASPL mean?
sorry, could you please come again?
What does the ASPL mean? Because I'm looking at it on your screen.
Uh, which one?
The last one, ASPL. Go to vendor order type and go to the drop down to the vendor order type and then drop down the list.
Okay. Okay. So
You
this
have
is the
see
custom.
that
No, no. So this is the
all the way
custom
down.
field. So this is the custom.
ASPL. What does that mean?
So this is the custom field actually. Okay, here you can see the cust entity. So wherever the cust will be, what will be there, that means this is a custom field. So this is created by someone. So you can put any values over here. So you can say new or something like.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So as this is the like demo account, so definitely okay. So we need to identify. But the things which you're talking about is here we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, man. I don't have any other questions. I kind of like this product and looking forward for it.
Because as much, yeah, because as much as we want to go depth, then instead of this, we can go is module basis, okay? Specific modules, and we can talk about and we can go into depth.
Yeah,
No.
we didn't even go into projects. So,
Mm-hmm.
because I saw projects on there as well. When you went to, what was it? Was it customers or was it setup?
Yeah, project.
I
Yeah,
forgot
no,
which.
project
I
is
saw
a,
projects.
yeah, let me tell you. So project we create as a customer only in NetSuite, okay? But we may have the purchase contract. Let's say, as we know, okay, not the retailer, not the manufacturer, but some project like contract basis, we have some work, okay, customers. So we can create as a project here in NetSuite as well, okay. So we have milestone billings, and so that is the project management system. That is known as project management system, in which we have the milestone billings, etc. Okay, let's say customer says, okay, 30% work will be done, then we are going to make this much of payment and so on. Okay, so whenever we talk about any tenders or any contractual pieces or that kind of things, we consider this project management system over there.
Okay,
Whenever we
so
have,
it tracks project management times and stuff like that.
yeah, so there we need to have these timings and all. Like let's say so there we actually charge the customers based on the resources that are working and how much numbers of hours they have worked on it. So it's all depends on that. So that is the specific module, okay? So we have different modules. So this is the demo accounts and we have enabled most of the modules, okay? So that's why you are getting confused.
Okay. Now, is
But
there a
once you
place in here to
but
go
once you will
ahead?
be using so project will be your customer only, okay?
So what if they want to house? What if the customer has a statement of work or some type of document that they want to, like, we want to house it in their customer master file? Is there like a customer master file in here that you can attach
Yeah.
documents to, and
Yeah.
project documents, timesheets, etc.?
Yes. Yeah. So timesheet is a different part, but other than this, if you want to have some documents, etc., so you will be able to attach in the customer master as well. Okay. Let's say sometimes what happen and like we want to have the customer details or the even our employee records, employee details as well. So documentation is required. So every record you can go and you can attach those files with your particular record as well.
And does this system have an ability to,
And
I don't want to say name the file, but will it give it like a number, some type of record number to that
oh yes,
file, or is it something that we need to track manually?
no, no. So what happened? Whatever the names you like, using whatever the names you will be uploading it, it will get uploaded in the system. But against that, the internal ID will get generated in the system as well in the backend. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Sorry, Balaji, it took a little longer.
It's okay,
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, I thought this. I thought he did a really great job. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. That was a
Okay.
great training.
Actually, actually, we jumped from here to there. So
Yeah, but at least I mean,
yeah.
we don't.
If anything else you want. You can just let me know. Okay. So what happened, like if you're not aware of the NetSuite, okay, definitely we have lots of curiosity to know the things. Okay. So these kinds of happens, like we jump from this to this and something like. But overall, I would say like NetSuite is really good. Okay. And if you see the market, so people are liking it. Okay. And most of the customers are coming to the NetSuite now. Okay, fine. So thank you so much. Thanks for time and whatever feedbacks you have,
Okay,
you can
yes,
give.
thank you. Thank you. Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you
absolutely.
so much.
Okay.
Thank you.